Hello everyone, welcome to this psychoanalysis session where I am going to explore your unconscious mind so that you can discover what it means to dream of having your hair long. That in practice come to be the acceptance of everything that defines you. That is the freedom to be who you really are. That in all probability is what you do not have at this moment in your life. And that in turn is generating all your states of insecurity. But before going into the analysis, in case you don't know me, let me introduce myself. My name is Robert. I am a psychoanalyst with more than 30 years of experience. And in case you want to have a psychoanalysis session with me, or in case you want the psychoanalysis of one of your dreams, just send me an email to the one that I am going to leave you here below in the description of this video, so I can tell you how you can join my consultation. Now, back to what it means to dream of having long hair. This is a very important dream because from the outset, it is revealing that you are going to a phase of your life where you feel that you are being subjected to repressing whoever you are. Fundamentally, to adapt to an environment where everything contrary to what you are, what you like, what you even believe in, prevails. And this is very complex because it is becoming a very heavy burden to carry for you. You feel distressed, anguished, or sad, or even insecure because you cannot enjoy everything that makes sense to you. Most certainly, in the days before this dream, you experienced some situation where one of your acquaintances, relatives, friends, etc., made you feel like your personal tastes were something that did not fit the taste or desires of all the people with whom you related. Therefore, all your fears at this moment go hand in hand with not being able to express your points of view and make your decisions based on your belief and not based on what other people think. And that is precisely where the core of all your insecurity processes is located. You will realize that your anguish increases precisely in the moments in which someone asks your opinion or when you have to show yourself in public. And why does this happen? Because that is where the fact is expressed that you don't know if your decisions, which are also expressed in the way you dress or wear your hair, are going to be in accordance with what others do. And that is why the goal that we should achieve when starting a psychoanalytic process, derived from the symptoms that this dream reveals, is that you can achieve sufficient security to be accepted by your own nature and, above all, to be able to express it without fear of what others may say. Because in practice, that is your true wish, that is being repressed by your conscious self, and that in turn is what causes you to feel anguish, confusion, sadness, or stress at this moment when you face these types of situations. And this is explained because long hair represents freedom of action, letting go. You let your hair grow without any control because it is a symbolic mechanism through which your unconscious is speaking precisely about what you want because you do not have. Having long hair represents precisely the fact that you enjoy not feeling tied by anyone. Your hair blows in the wind and grows, develops and shines because you allow this happen by yourself. You don't cut it. With which the dream is clearly reflecting that state in which you want to enter, one in which you assume your natural condition, without anyone repressing you or telling you what you have to do, what you have to think, or even how you have to be dressed, for example. Now, this is not something that has arisen only in your present, but as I always say, it's a situation that has developed over the years. Today, that you have reached a stage of maturity, that latent desire to be able to free yourself to express your true nature without caring about the belief of others has arisen in you. But that desire has come into conflict with your conscious self, that represses that latent energy of your psyche that is struggling to get out. Because throughout your life, it took charge of protecting you, of allowing you to adapt to the environment in which you lived, for means of just making yourself take into consideration, first of all, the opinions of others. In other words, you had to first consider whether your personal expressions were in accordance with the way of seeing the world of the type of people with whom you related. And that is what has now come into conflict, because in reality, the beliefs of others no longer matter to you, at least to define who you are. Now, when all this started, as I always say, this arose in your childhood. It is a process that just now comes to fruition at a time when your mind has reached a certain state of maturity, which it did not have when you were a child. And that is why this force that you repressed for so long, now it simply begins to come out, to try to express itself in your conscious state. But because of the insecurities with which you grew up, it is being repressed by your conscious self, which was educated to repress any trait of your personality that could cause you pain. Those are the psychic energies that we now have to release, redirect, and interconnect so that you can have a full mind and are not always suffering from the insecurities that arise from an unconscious that simply does not leave you calm. All of this suggests that you grew up in an environment where there was a way of seeing the world, certain opinions about life, which simply did not suit you. But the problem is that every time you expressed your opinions, your own views of the world, they clashed with the generalized opinions, those opinions that were taken for true. In general, the people who face this come from families where at least one of its members imposes his vision of the world on the rest, many of whom act with fear towards that person who has taken the power of the family nucleus. If you do not do what he or she says, it causes great problems in family harmony. We're talking about a person who expresses his own insecurities by controlling others. Well, in that context, you grew up, in one in which you must not necessarily have an opinion of your own, because you were not allowed to express it. The problem is that this mental structure, which did not come with you, because you are a person who has his own opinions, who actually likes to make his own decisions, was the one that determined the way in which you began to relate in all the environments in which you interacted. Because it was an adaptive mechanism which allowed you not to experience the pain or anguish that would derive from the fact of freeing yourself, of showing your own nature regardless of the cultural structure of the environment in which you were coexisting at that time. And that is why today you feel anguish, because on the one hand, you want to express and release your own nature. But this conflicts with that fear that comes with you for not knowing how the people around you are going to react when you do it. Because when you try to do this in your childhood, you were always repressed, either through teasing or coercion or the reactions of your parents. It is very likely that they did not have pleasant reactions to you when you contradicted them, because their personal value was determined by the fact that their children did everything they told them to do. But the problem is that you have already grown up, and that mindset just doesn't serve you anymore. As you can see, this is a much more complex dream than it may seem. So you have to pay close attention in case you see in a dream with very long hair. For the same reason, you already know that if you want me to psychoanalyze some of your dreams or have therapy sessions with me, you send me an email to the one that I leave you below so that I can tell you the way in which you can integrate to my consultation. And please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video if it helped you in any way, and share it so that others can access to this kind of knowledge. Have a wonderful day, and with it, the most beautiful dreams. Bye!